Hey everyone, good evening. Have you heard Rowan has interchangeable needles? They're not available yet, but when I was in Cologne in March, I snagged a set. So I've had about 2 months to play with them, knit with them, and learn everything about them. And I want to share all of that with you. If you are new to my channel, my name is Ellen Lewis from Crazy for You. And I hope that you enjoy it. I am live tonight. So if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them. And if you are watching later, put a comment in or a comment, and I will be happy to answer your question. I read all of my comments. So let's dive in. So they are beautiful. This is something that I have waited for and wanted for forever. And I talked to David McLeod about it, and he kept saying, well, they're coming, they're coming. And I know that he has worked so hard on it. David is the Rowan brand manager, and he really worked hard to get these just right. I think that's what took so long. But let me just say, he knocked it out of the park with these. They are beautiful. And like I said, I want to share every single detail of them with you. So I'm very excited. Can you tell I'm very excited? Very excited. Okay, so first off is the case. It's a very small profile case. So I love this. It doesn't take up a lot of room in your knitting bag. It's very compact, like most interchangeable sets are, but there's just something very appealing about this one. It has a canvas, it's canvas with the Rowan logo on there, and has a little toggle that you open. So let's have a look at the whole deal here. Okay, so little toggle that you open. And here it is. Okay, so it has a good range. The design was for the range to be kind of for the Rowan's core yarns. So it goes from a US 2.5, which is 3 millimeters, up to a US 10, which is 6 millimeters. So most of the yarns, the needle sizes that you're going to be using most of the time are here. And this little pouch right in here is where all of your goodies live, all of your little cables and all the knickknacks, and we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, so let's talk about the needle tips, the shaft. So the shaft is made of hard pressed birch, and birch is a beautiful, sustainable wood that has a very fine grain. So the fact that it has a fine grain means that it can be very highly polished. And let me tell you, they have been very highly polished. Hard pressed, so they're put under extra pressure to make them extra strong. And then they're not just polished, but they're given several coats of this beautiful lacquer. So they are just glossy, and I want to say glassy, super smooth, beautiful, elegant color. The length of it from tip to join is just a smidge over 4.5 inches. The taper, which is here on all of them, is just over 1/2 inch, which is pretty much industry standard. It's a little shorter than the taper on the rockets or the Chow, but it's certainly enough of a taper. And let me say that the taper itself is very smooth. So you don't have a jarring change from where the angle is to where the full circumference of the needle begins. So very, very pretty. The the point. Everyone wants to know, are they pointy? So they are, I think they are perfectly pointy. Um, they're they're not as pointy as the Chow. They are approximately as pointy as the Addy rockets and the rocket square. So I'm going to show you a picture of the three compared. So on the top here is the Chow, and you can see it has a very pointy tip. This is the Addy rocket and Addy rocket square. This is actually my Addy rocket square. And I did the same size. So these are all US 4s. and this is the Rowan interchangeable. So you can see the tip is just about the same as the Addy Rocket. It's probably a lot to see it this close up, but it might be helpful for some of you. So this is where that little point comes for the Chow-Gu red lace. And you have, I mean, it looks like so much of a ball tip here, but it really isn't. It's really pretty pointy. This is a rocket, and this is the Rowan interchangeable. So I think that they are about the same. Now, it is hard to tell by looking at it. As you can see, those three needle tips, even close up like that, look roughly the same. But I can tell when I feel it. Now, as I said, they're not as pointy as the Chow-Gu, which for me is good because when I knit, I use my left finger to at the end of that needle, and I don't want it so sharp that it's going to hurt me, right? So they are just right for me. And I have found after knitting chainette yarns, blown yarns, the new Rowan Cotton Trio, which is kind of a wiggly yarn, they are just the right pointiness to get in there, but not to split your fiber. And I think they really spent a lot of time thinking about pointiness here, understanding that knitters like a pointier tip, but not everybody wants, a needle tip, right? So, and even if you are really a fan of a needle tip, I think that there are certain yarns and certain projects that really demand something that isn't quite so pointy. When you have a fluffy yarn or a yarn that actually is very splitty, you don't want something that's going to play into that splittiness of the yarn. So that's about the tip. So the join, let me show here again. The join is your typical screw in. The color of that joint, the joinery material is a beautiful Rowan brown, very pretty, and they are just lovely. So all of the needle sizes, so the US 3 all the way up to the US 10, they have this same size join. So I really like that because it means that I don't have to carry a million sets of cables with me. I can just have this and everything's there and I don't have to worry about it. So everything fits everything else, which is very nice. Okay, so here's where all the goodies live, over here in this little pouch. So can I just tell you about these cables? It comes with a US 24-inch cable, right? A US 32-inch cable, and US, 30, sorry, there's no US 32 or 24, I'm sorry. It comes with a 24-inch cable or a cable that will make a 24-inch circular needle. So because the tips are about 4.5, together they're 9. So this is about 16 inches, the cable length, so that it makes a 24-inch when the needle is in there. And the screw in is very nice and easy. It's very even, very steady, very smooth. The join, once it's in there, is extremely smooth. And we do have some of these little torquey doodads in here that allow you to, where are you? One, two, three. We actually have 4. So this is wow, we have 4 needles, 4 cable sizes. So this is 8, 9. This is going to give you an 18-inch, right? So we have 4 little cables in there. Okay, where's my little torquey guy? Okay. Anyway, we have a bunch of these in there. So that allows you to get a really good torque on there. There's a little tiny hole here where you can put that. If I had my glasses on, I could see it perfectly. There we go. Put it right in there. And that allows you to get a little better torque and twist the join closed much more tightly. Right. So when I do that, I have not had any trouble with these coming unscrewed. So the cable fits into the end and it is a swivel cable. So you see that this join right here is independent from the cable, and it does rotate, making for a little less stress on your wrists. A lot of people really love this, and I have found that it is very nice for me. But what I'm really excited to share with you is look at this cable. So this is kind of the holy grail of cables. It's nice and fine and it closes up tight, but it has no memory. It's one of those cables that has the multiple strands of metal inside coated in a nylon, or I'm pretty sure this is nylon, a nylon casing. So it's very, very smooth, and it's not going to bend, and it's not going to have any memory of the cable. So you're not going to have any wiggly bits curling up and getting in your way. It is just perfect. And I remember telling David, if you could get those cables on the Rowan needles, that would be pretty much perfect. And like I said, he really did just absolutely knock it out of the park. So I am super happy with this set. I think they're lovely to look at. They are everything that you would expect. See, I'm having a hard time unscrewing that myself even. I will need the key. They're everything that you would expect from Rowan, in terms of quality and elegance and appeal. And to be honest, I was expecting them to be wildly expensive. Okay, I have a set of Rowan fixed circular needles, and they run in excess of $300. And that's a lot. And I don't know how they did it, but they were able to make these needles um, I'm just going to go ahead and say the price, $160 for a set of interchangeable needles. That is so affordable for a needle set of this quality, with this range, with this polish. I mean, they are so much sleeker and silkier than any other wooden needle I have ever seen. The tip is just perfect. 4 cables, you've got 8 of these little end stoppers. So in case you have 2 projects going at the same time, I can't imagine anybody would have that. But anyway, so yeah, so they are really affordable, and I think they are gorgeous. They are a limited production. I do not know the backstory on that, but I do know that this first run and probably the next run are going to be extremely limited. If you look in the description for this video, there is a link where you can sign up for the wait list. I'm going to be getting the first shipment, so I will be sending those out to people. I will be sending, if you put your name on the sign up list, I will send you a link to buy them as soon as they come in, right? So before I put them out to, the whole world, if you're on that list, you will have a chance to buy them first. And as I said, they are very limited production, and but they are so worth it. This is such, I think, a great value, a great deal, and a beautiful, beautiful set of interchangeables that you will be so happy to own. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, like I said, go ahead and put them in the comments. I answer everything myself, and I am happy to have shared them with you. So also, if you're new to my channel and you're not already a subscriber, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. And if this video has been helpful to you at all, give it a thumbs up. Until then, keep knitting and create something beautiful. Good night.